As an event staff, remember gossiping has no place in your duties and responsibilities. Also note that your role is very crucial in creating a positive experience for your guests. So you must embrace professionalism, respect, and hospitality, and also take pride in providing exceptional service for your guests. Welcome to another episode of Tips for Event Staff. As you all know, my name is Blessing. It is always my pleasure to contribute to the overall success of the event staffing industry by providing weekly tips for event staff. On our previous video, we talked about upholding your duties and responsibilities irrespective of client reference. Before we dive right into today's topic, don't hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also set up the notification bell to always get notifications whenever we post helpful tips as this for event staff across the world. In this video, I'll be giving you a few tips why you must avoid gossip about guests or about events in general during an event. Number one is guest experience. Mocking and discussing about guest appearance during an event is disrespectful and very inconsiderate, right? The gossip character contradicts the hospitality and welcoming nature of the event staff role, making guests feel uncomfortable, judged, and disrespected, right? Because when you're working as an event staff, it is your duty and responsibility to be welcoming as an event staff, right? Guests should see you and feel appreciated, not being judged or being disrespected based on their appearance. Number two, professionalism. Engaging in gossip undermines your professional behavior, reflecting poorly on you as an event staff and also the agency that has hired you for that particular gig. Like I always say in all my videos, whatever you do, reflect on not just you, but also on the agency that has hired you, right? The reason why most clients usually go for agencies to actually recruit event staff is simply because they want to experience that level of professionalism during the course of their event. Because most of them already have siblings, they already have family members, they already have most people they know that they could just engage to just come and do ushering jobs. But clients go out of their way to hire agencies to bring forth professionalism into their event. And nobody wants to hire an event staff that would want to, make their guests feel uncomfortable. And anything that you do, the agency will be held responsible for you, right? So this is why every time I make videos, I will always make this statement that you must always put your best foot forward because you are representing a brand, you are representing yourself, and you're also representing an agency, right? And due to the fact that something you are being paid for, you should learn to apply principles. You should learn to always put your best foot forward. Because no client wants to hear that whispering games is going on towards their guests, or making their guests uncomfortable. It doesn't speak well of your professionalism. It doesn't speak well of the agency. It doesn't even speak well of you as an event staff. It shows that you lack professionalism in all aspects. So you must always try as much as possible to be at your best behavior so as not to make the agency look unprofessional, or maybe they selected people that are unqualified for that particular event. Number three is distraction. Gossiping during an event usually distracts event staff from their duties, potentially leading to neglect in responsibilities and decrease your service quality. It just makes you all look cheap and irresponsible, while you work. As an event staff, you must have this aura, this professional aura, this aura of focus, that shows that you are not willing to be distracted, and everything regarding that event is your concern, right? Not being distracted by gossip or playing whispering games with your colleagues and your friends. Oh, look at what that man is wearing. You are decreasing the quality of being an event staff. You are decreasing the quality of the agency that you represent. No matter how high an agency has actually proven themselves to their clients that they are qualified to handle their event. An event staff, a simple mistake from an event staff can just decrease the quality of that event staffing agency. So you must try as much as possible to always put your best foot forward, right? Avoid playing whispering games, avoid gossip, avoid saying, look at what that man is wearing, look at what he's doing, look at what he's doing. Right? During the course of an event, I remember sometime while I was working as an event staff, during the course of the event, a particular event staff was whispering, was pinching the other event staff to see what a particular guest was wearing. Right? I believe that the lady actually noticed while they were all at the registration area. The lady actually noticed what they were saying or what they were doing. She felt uncomfortable. She just collected her tag and she left. I wasn't in any position to call those event staff to order because I was an usher like them during the course of that event, right? But that brings us here today. That's why I'm making this video. So you must try as much as possible not to play that whispering game, because the person you might be talking about might just be aware of what you all are doing. And you might think that she doesn't know, or he or she does not know. They might know, right? Because I noticed that that particular lady that day actually noticed what those ushers were doing, right? So I wasn't the coordinator of that event, so I couldn't call them to order. But however, I took note of that aspect, and this is why I'm bringing it forward, right? Imagine that lady knows one of the clients or just reported, that agency would have just been landed into trouble. You must try as much as possible to just be the best you can be, because you are representing a brand, you are representing an agency. You can't go out there and just misbehave, right? Whatever you do reduces the quality of that agency that you represent. So it is important that you avoid distraction during an event. Number 4, agency reputation. Gossip during an event reflects poorly on the agency's image, damaging their reputation and also limiting them from getting future gigs from that event, from that client, and also potential clients during the course of that event, right? Agency really does suffer a lot. Like I said in my previous video, that most agencies has missed out on gigs because of badly behaved event staff, poorly behaved event staff. Being poorly behaved doesn't necessarily mean that it is only in the aspect of when you are flirting, because I spoke on that during one of my videos I tagged on flirting. You should see that, right? It doesn't only reflect poorly on that aspect of flirting, it also reflects poorly on the representation of the agency as well, right? So there are many aspects that event staff must do some checks and balances, right, to actually know and also improve in these areas, right? Because most agencies have missed out on most gigs because of poorly behaved event staff, because of maybe whispering game, gossip, flirting, and all of that stuff. So you must try as much as possible to put your best foot forward, so a guest or a participant of an event doesn't perceive bad behaviors from event staff and just be like, these girls are not serious, they're acting nonchalantly. You could damage the agency's image. It reflects poorly on the agency's image and damaging their reputation for future events with that particular client. So it is important that you all be at your best behavior while you are working with an event staffing agency, right? Because an agency actually depends on their staff, to provide quality service for their clients, right? So without event staff, an agency cannot provide good service, right? Because after all, we cannot do it on our own. And then again, event staff, you should also know that you also deserve future events with a particular agency you've worked with. You don't just work with this agency and just leave it there, right? You always want them to continually hiring you for subsequent events. So you must put your best foot forward and don't damage their reputation through gossiping. You must represent that agency professionally. You must be proud. You must, be proud about the agency that you work with in any gig at all, no matter how small the gig may be. Even if they hire just 2 of you, try as much as possible to put your best foot forward, because from 2, the agency can get another clients that would request for 15, 20, and that's how an agency grows, because of professional event staff who represent them, well during the course of an event. Number 5, colleague relationship. Gossip amongst event staff can actually create a very toxic environment amongst your peers, amongst event staff. So it is paramount that you mind who you gossip with, or who you are telling what you are telling, right? Because you could be landing that other party in trouble. It could be damaging relationships among your colleagues and hindering teamwork amongst your colleagues, right? This gossip of a thing it doesn't only involve only talking about the guests, what they are wearing, laughing at them and all of that stuff. It also involves your colleagues as well, right? You could be most event staff could be at an event and start pointing fingers at the particular event staff and start gossiping about the particular event staff and saying like, see her makeup, see the way she made up, see her hair. If you need to correct any event staff, correct her. If you're in any position, if for example her hair is looking unkept or is not properly shaved as a guy, as a male host, you can call him to order. You can do this, you can do that, you can consider doing it. Don't start the gossip culture with other event staff about another event staff. That event staff might just feel neglected. The event staff might just feel like, okay, people are talking about her, or people are talking about him. They don't want him to be here. You're hindering team spirit. You're hindering teamwork. Some people, some event staff, when they want to, like, when it's time for accommodation, maybe you guys have gotten to your lodge, you now start saying, oh, I don't want that in my room, oh, I don't want that girl in my room, oh, and that's how she'll come to the room. She'll be behaving anyhow. That's how her hair is like this. That's how, you're just creating a toxic working environment. You're spreading a narrative about a particular event staff that way, and you all are supposed to be working in team spirit. You are hindering teamwork by doing that, by gossiping about a particular event staff to other event staff that do not even have an idea of who she is, simply because you've worked with her before, or maybe something transpired while you went to work at another event, and the new team that you're supposed to work with a particular agency have no idea of what happened during the past event. But you want to bring it down there. You want to start telling the other event staff that and see that girl, that's her, that's how she behaved during when we're doing a particular event. You don't have to spread, even if you don't have to spread that gossip culture, about another event staff to other event staff that do not know her. Let them get to know her by themselves. Okay? Because the narrative, the perception you might have about a particular event staff might not be the best, might not be the best of that person. Something might have transpired that made such a thing happen. People change, right? During the course of the event, she might have learned a lesson from the previous event, and coming down to this event to be a better person. But simply because you were present and you claim and you have a big mouth, you want to go and start spreading the narrative. You are creating a very toxic working environment, and you are hindering teamwork amongst your colleagues, amongst your peers. So you must try as much as possible to stray from that area if you're in the habit of doing such. So that way, by that gossip culture, you are damaging relationship amongst your peers. You are damaging relationships amongst event staff. Let everybody come fresh. Let them all come clean and work with who they want to work with. Don't say, don't stay in the same room with that girl. Don't stay in the same room with that. No, everybody is different. And the experience you had at your past event might not be the same experience you're going to have here. Another person might have an experience with that person and be like, she's not really the way you said she is, right? So avoid damaging relationships amongst your colleagues and try to create a positive working environment amongst your peers. Number 6, personal growth. Focusing on gossip rather than professional development could hinder your personal growth and skill improvement for the event that you represent, right? So while you are working as an event staff, your past event shouldn't be like your present event. Every event you go for, always try as much as possible to learn one or two things that would improve you and transcend you into the new event you're going to work with. Don't be the same person you were when you did your last event. Even if your last event was yesterday, ensure that all the corrections that agency made about another event staff, ensure that you pick a lesson from there, and try as much as possible not to reflect that same mistake that another person has done on that event. If, for example, during the course of an event, an agency complained about an event staff's hair, or they complained about the earrings she wore, or they complained about multiple earrings, multiple piercings she had, or they complained about a person's heel, that, okay, this heel is not comfortable enough. You should try as much as possible to get a better heel. And also, if they also complained about hygiene, about a particular event staff, let that register in your subconscious. Let that register in your mindset. Don't say, oh, it is not me that they are talking to, so it doesn't concern you. Try as much as possible not to make that mistake that person has made at your next event. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is why I talk about personal development. This is why I'm talking about personal growth. You must always try as much as possible not to be the same person you were yesterday. Put your best foot forward. Just like I said in the previous, just like I said in number 3 about distraction. Where they were pinching each other, talking about a particular guest, about what she's wearing. That particular event didn't really concern me. I just observed what happened, right? But I'm bringing it forward now to talk about it, even if it didn't affect me personally, even if I wasn't part of the gossip about that guest. I still brought it forward to talk to you about it because I was a witness. I witnessed that situation and I knew how that guest felt. That's how I'm also telling you now in this personal growth that you should understand that even if a particular situation doesn't reflect on you directly, Do your best to learn from that mistake and try as much as possible not to make that mistake. And other ushers around you, other event staff around you, you can also correct them if you see them going wrong. They complained about this particular thing during my last event. Oh, don't do it like this, don't do it like this. Just make it feel like you said it to them. Okay, so these are growth, because I believe that any person who doesn't learn anymore is actually dead, because only the living can actually learn, right? As long as you are living, you are engaging, you are meeting people from different walks of life every now and then, you must be open to learning. Try as much as possible to always develop yourself. Avoid comparing yourself to people. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Just learn from your own mistakes and move on, and learn from other people's mistakes. Most of the videos I make here are most of the mistakes that other event staffs made, and also mistakes that I also made. So that's what I'm bringing forward to event staffs that are new in the event staffing industry, and also those who are already in the event staffing industry and they are trying to find their foot and they do not understand the industry at large, or maybe they are making certain mistakes that they need corrections on. That's the essence of all of these videos I am making, right? Don't compare yourself with anybody. Focus on your own personal growth, and try as much as possible to correct other people who are trying to make the same mistake that you have made. All right. So that's the essence of this number 6. Focus on your personal growth, and also try as much as possible to always improve in yourself, improve in self-development. Read books on self-development, and try as much as possible to be the best you can be in everything that you do. I hope this tip helps. So I just thought I should remind all event staff across the globe to prioritize guest experience and comfort during an event. Ensure to maintain a professional behavior and focus on your duties and responsibilities as an event staff. Always treat guests with respect and kindness. Ensure to avoid distractions, and always try as much as possible to stay focused, stay present during the course of the event. And most of all, try as much as possible to represent your agency with pride and honor. If you find this video helpful, don't hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn on the notification bell to always get notifications whenever we post helpful tips as this for event staff across the globe. Follow us on all the social media showing on your screen. Like, comment, and share to your friends. See you in our next video. Thanks.